Hello and welcome to ProcureWizard's training session for Maintenance Manager. In this particular video, we'll be looking at how to place maintenance orders, and in specific, we are after the deactive callouts. Now, to start with, I'm logged in as Maintenance Manager for Courtyard by Marriott, and we'll be placing orders under his login. So to place an order, you would be looking for the option for order creation options, and in here you're looking for select mini market. So I'm going to click select mini market, and that will then list a long list of all the mini markets that you currently have available under your user ID. Now this particular maintenance manager only has PD reactive maintenance, and this is the mini market we are looking for when placing maintenance orders. So I'm going to click onto PD reactive maintenance, and in this screen I'm looking to type my initials as requested by. If you wish, you could also populate it with an order name and change the delivery date to any other day in future, or otherwise it'll always default to the next day. Once you're happy with the screen, you can click onto the green button here, click continue. And this will then take you to a next screen in ProcureWizard, which basically lists every single supplier stroke contractor that you have available under this mini market. Now you could either find your suppliers this way, or you can go to all products, which is where you want to go to place orders anyway. So you would click on to all products to start your order. And in here you can see at the moment you have a long list of all products for which you have different suppliers. So to place an order with a specific supplier, you will be clicking onto this drop down, which is list of suppliers, and select the supplier that you want. I am going to select a test supplier for today, which is Airway Air Conditioning. And the moment I do that, you will see the screen will refresh and only leave you with the products that you currently are allowed to buy under this particular supplier. Now this supplier does heating ventilation related work, therefore the only repairs product I have here is HVAC repairs. Now before you actually type in your quantity and add it to your basket, it is always recommended and rather mandatory as well that you put some sort of comment so your contractor knows exactly what they're up for. So it could be a broken AC in room 003, for example, or you could say please always use side entrance. So this is just an example of what you can actually say in your comments, but always be specific and try to give as much detail as possible so your contractor knows exactly what they are looking to do when they arrive at the hotel. Once you're done with the specifics of the job, you can move on to the order quantity, which in effect is the price that you're looking to pay your supplier. So for most of the jobs that you will be raising at hotel level will be callouts, and if the callout charge, for example, is £150, you will be typing 150 in the first box and 00 in the next one. Similarly, if the callout charge is £150 30 pence, you're going to be changing the next box to 150 and 30. Once you're happy with the amount that you're charging your supplier is going to charge you, you can click onto the button here called add, which will then add this particular product to your basket. So if you're not looking to add any more products, you can simply go to my basket, and at this stage, if you notice, and it's important that you always remember this bit, is ProcureWizard will always change the supplier to a different supplier rather than the supplier you chose. The reason for that is because this particular product is available under more than one supplier in ProcureWizard. Therefore, it just selects the supplier it was first made available to, which is PD Graham in this case. So always make sure that you click onto this green plus button to change your supplier, and here you will be given the right option for selecting the correct supplier. And to change the supplier, you just want to click these two green arrows, which obviously if you hover over it, it'll say swap supplier. So I'm going to click onto it, and it will then make sure that my order is to go to PD Airway Air Conditioning rather than the previous supplier. It will also populate the supplier with the comments that I had left before and the quantity, i.e. the price in here. If I'm happy with the screen here, I can simply click on to proceed to checkout. And this is the last screen before the order actually goes to the supplier. So depending on exactly how much your order is going to cost you, you might see a green or an orange button here. If it's a green button, you would see it'll say submit order and approve. So the moment you click onto it, the order will then be with the supplier. However, if you see an orange button here, that would say submit order for approval. So if you're a maintenance manager and you're placing an order for reactive job, any orders below £250 will go straight to the supplier. Any orders above that and between £5,000 will go to your general managers as well as the facilities managers, and any one of them can approve it. So it's just like a fastest finger first. So whoever approves it first, it then goes to the supplier. So in this case, I'm just simply going to click on to the green button to submit my order, and that's me just placed an order. And that's how you would place your reactive jobs orders, if you will, in Procure Wizard. And if you want to see what the order number is like, you can obviously see it here, but if you click onto this link, it will take you to the purchase order tab, and also give you the 7-digit order ID, which I would then expect it to appear in the supplier's paper copy of invoice. It would also again give you all the other information that you just placed with the supplier. And that's just the basic rundown of how to place a reactive callout order. Again, if you guys got any questions, please, if you just hold on until the end of this video, and we can then take a full Q&A afterwards. So that's just how you place your orders. In terms of confirming delivery, once the job's been done and the contractor's been in the business, you then need to confirm your delivery within the system, just like any other supplier. So when it comes to confirming delivery, there could be two scenarios. Number one is you placed an order for a call out charge, and the contractor came in, they did the job within the specified time. You didn't need to up the order, and therefore they're only going to invoice you for the amount that you asked them to. This is an ideal scenario. If that's the case, you simply just confirm your delivery by going into your expected deliveries option, which is here. In this particular bit, you will see all your expected deliveries and a 28 days overview. So you see all the deliveries for 14 days in advance and 14 days in the past. Now, because I've just placed an order, this will always fall in my future delivery, but in the real scenarios, you would see your deliveries within outstanding or today's option. So I'm going to click on to future delivery again to find one of these orders. So taking an ideal scenario, you asked for a HVAC repair. It costed you £150.30. Supplier did the job within that time. They're not asking you to pay any more than that. You've signed all the paperwork, you're happy with it. All you want to do at this stage is type in a delivery date. I'm going to select today's delivery date, click on to save, and type in a delivery note number, which you can find. Now obviously you're not receiving products, so you wouldn't have a delivery note number, but you will always have a reference number. So use supplier's reference number. I'm going to type something random here for now, just for the purpose of demonstration, and click on to save. And as I said, if everything's fine as you expect it to be, all you need to do is click onto this option called Confirm Delivered. And this way, this particular order will then be moved to awaiting invoice. And when the supplier invoices, provided it matches exactly to what you're saying in here, the order will go to completed. And this is an ideal scenario. The other scenario in confirming delivery could be is if I go back into the dashboard and look for one of the orders, in here is under here when I've asked for a HVAC repair again, and the price this time was £150.50. However, when the contractor came in, they did the job in twice the time as we expected to be. So if £150.50 was a call out charge for an hour, they took about 2 hours to do that job, and they also used a spare part worth £50. Now you would know all that information already. So if that's the case and you've agreed with it, you need to make sure that your procure wizard reflects to what you've agreed with the supplier before they leave. So for that, you need to make sure that you add 2 extra products here. So easiest way for this would be add custom product. So if you click on this option, it will give you an option to free type of product. So I can give it an option called, a description called spare parts. And if you could be more specific, I don't know what kind of spare parts would be used in AC, but I'm just going to type in screw. Can't seem to write screws. Okay. You would leave your quantities as per what they are, and just for the training session, I'm going to leave it as 1. Pack size is 1. SKU, always leave it as CP01. You don't need to update that. You need to make sure that you update your unit price to what they charged you. So if it was, say, £10 worth of spare part, I'm going to change it to £10. If it was 2 of those, you want to make sure your quantities say 2. So the total price is then 20. Obviously, the tax rate will always be default to 20. You don't need to change that. You then need to tell Procure Wizard what product, what categories these products stay under. So you're going to select the top level category as either one of these suppliers, if they are one of those suppliers, or the property department. Then you need to select your second level category, which will always be reactive maintenance, and the third level category will be depending on exactly what that product is. Now obviously if this is a HVAC related repairs, you will select HVAC here. Click on it and click onto this option called add custom product. This will then give you an option to review your product. If you wish to change it at this stage, you can click on to cancel and start all over again, or you can click on to confirm, which is what I'm going to do. And this way I've just added another product here to my order before I confirm the delivery. And the last thing I want to do is add another product for, if I just go back or cancel update, because I said it's an additional hour that an extra hour that the engineer invested. The total price here for the call out would be £301, because if you multiply £150 50 to 2, you'll get 301, if I'm doing my maths right. Once you've done all that, you will see you have already upped your order to £321 as net. And this is exactly what we're looking for when you're confirming your delivery. So when the actual invoice arises, your super users or your finance person knows exactly what to pay, rather than being in a limbo of should you pay or should you not pay for the additional cost. You again need to confirm your delivery note number. Click onto that and click save. And if you're happy at this stage, you can confirm delivered, or if you want to double check something and come back to the screen later but do not want to lose any of the stuff that you've already done, you can click on to save and continue, and that would save everything, but it will still be awaiting delivery. So you need to come back at some point and confirm the delivery, and that way you've just moved your order to awaiting invoice. When the supplier's invoice comes in, provided you've done all the necessary changes that you were supposed to do in here, your super user will scan the invoice onto MP-Scan and match it with this particular order number, and if everything matches, again it will go straight to completed. Therefore, it's important that if there has been any sort of changes in your order to what was the actual order to start with, it's important that you do make those changes in the delivery stage rather than just simply confirming your delivery.